Hello, I'm Matt from Vieon, and this is Josh. There he is. And this is just a little tour around our studio, so you can see what kind of gear we use. Most people, these days, most producers, I guess, probably tend to do more work in the box, so on a laptop rather than using hardware. We kind of do it old school, so
Fortress of Solitude.
Yes.
Or rather keyboards.
Fortress of keyboards, all tied together with a massive line mixer over there. So let's begin with this one. Have a quick zoom in. This is the Nordlead A1, and it is the keyboard that does quite a lot of the heavy lifting for us these days. So this is a polyphonic keyboard, so you can play more than one note at once. And it makes some really nice big lush 80s pad sounds. So
it's quite a lot of the recent EP.
It is quite a lot of the recent EP, yeah. So I'll give you an example with this one. You probably recognise this if you've heard the EP.
That was literally all you sent me of the new EP. You sent me like a 15-second sample of I'm in a hotel room somewhere and I've just made this noise. An EP is going to happen based on this. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So I got sent up to a hotel in Sheffield and took most of the studio with me because we were getting a house painted at the time. And I came up with this noise and I just thought, this is absolutely brilliant. And the way we've made this basically is by making one noise which sounds, I'll give you, so one of them sounds like, and then by having two slots on this keyboard we've just laid up one octave on the other. And it makes it sound massive, and yeah, I'm really pleased with that. You've got a bunch of other noises from the EP as well.
Yeah, so we've got, for instance, this is to say a similar sort of... Any big polyphonic noises, this is kind of the go-to keyboard really, and we take this out live with us as well because it's really light. It's the perfect form factor for gigging, really. It also runs through this, which is the vocoder, so we use vocoder in a lot of our songs. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 1 2. And yeah, so for the first album, The Sound of the Future, when we released that, a lot of the lyrics were kind of...
Not completely meaningless.
No, just sort of unintelligible.
They were good noises.
Yeah,
they were designed to be good noises.
Yeah, they were great noises and they fitted with it, but you couldn't hear a lot of the lyrics, basically. With this one, you can kind of tell what I'm saying to an extent, even though there's loads of reverb on this.
There's always loads of reverb.
Yes.
So does this mean that you're going to be a lot more confident, a lot more accepting of lyrics? Because I know when you first started out, you were a bit unsure about including lyrics with the music.
Yeah, I think it helps now because Josh, for the latest EP, we worked on the lyrics together.
Yeah.
So
we had a whiteboard somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where the whiteboard's gone. No, it's disappeared. We had a whiteboard which we basically bounced ideas off of. Let's move on to the next thing. Oh, I get the drumsticks out. Where are the drumsticks gone? Pass us.
Magic Perspex ones.
Yes, these are really naff light-up drumsticks. So
one of them still works.
Yes, yeah, one of them's shorted and there's just leaked battery acid everywhere. In any case,
they still look cool.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. So this is used to trigger this, which is our release sample pad. I bought this for a song called Lost Worlds off the first album so we could play it live. So it's got all of these numbers station samples. And we can also get it to play a lot of 80s big style tom sounds, you know what I mean. This is the Roland System 1. This didn't actually have any sounds from it on the album, but EP, whatever. But I've got this because it's really hands-on. Anything I want to sort of grab and modify, I can. It's right in front of me, and also you can see by the size of it, it's really light and small, so it's going to be great to take out gigging. So I'll give you an idea of what we sort of will end up using this for. So. So it's a 4-voice polyphonic keyboard, so I can play up to 4 notes at once with this. It also has a brilliant kind of bonus feature, if you like, in that we can turn it into, using the Roland plug-out system, an emulation of a classic Roland analog keyboard, which is in this case is the SH101. So this is great for basically house basses, early 90s, late 80s. So. Speaking of late 80s, move on to this. This is a Roland D50. It's the only, what you could probably just about call vintage keyboard in here. It's from 1987, I think, or 1988. And the reason I got this is because, as you're probably more than aware by now, I'm a massive fan of Jean-Michel Jarre, and in the late 80s, a huge amount of his work was done.
The coaster.
Oh, there's the coaster. We've got a Jarre coaster in here. That's actually coincidental. So in the late 80s, a lot of the stuff that he made was using sounds that you can only get from this keyboard specifically. So if you're a Jarre fan, you'll probably recognise this. And there are just a huge amount of these sounds. It was also the Enya keyboard. I think we've got the... yeah, we don't take a huge amount of cues from Enya, but it's there anyway.
We can fight people off with it if we need to.
Yeah, but no, this lives here. This lives here. It does have an amazing keyboard on it. So if you're in the market for a MIDI controller, something as your first keyboard maybe, try and pick up one of these or a similar sort of 80s digital synthesizer, because the keyboards on them are absolutely superb, and I just don't think anyone's put together a keyboard anywhere near as nice as this since about 1990. This is the Bass Station 2, so this has done pretty much all of the bass work that we've had on both albums so far, so I'll give you a little flavour of what it's all about. It's monophonic, this one, so only one note at a time, but that's kind of what you want for bass anyway. One of the really nice things with this keyboard actually is that it's got an inbuilt sequencer on it, which is really easy to use and really quick. So I can record a sequence just like this, and then I'll just go to play, hit on and hold. And to be honest, this is how a lot of the synth sequences in our albums have come about, just because that's such an easy to use sequencer. We'll also be taking this with us live, and this is where Josh comes in, because he's going to be our Keytar bassist.
With the handy, this is the famous high-grade Rock Band 3 Keytar, which does perfectly well.
Yeah. No, it's all right actually, because it's only 2 octaves, but we don't need any more than that for bass work. You don't need any more than that, and we didn't really want to spend 160 quid on an Alesis Keytar, and we didn't really have to. So we're going to go out with this because it is perfectly sized for bass stuff. Really, there's nothing wrong with it. Is the thing. It functions perfectly well. So let's have a look at this. This is the Nord Stage 2, and it's the sort of Big Daddy keyboard. So the first thing that we use this for is pianos, because it has really nice pianos. One of the things you can do with it is you can give it the full Mass Effect treatment by just adding loads of reverb on it. probably also heard in the Moon soundtrack. It also does all sorts of organs. So it's got 3 organ types on it, if you like. It's got the Hammond organ.
You don't tend to hear that in Mass Effect much, do you?
Not personally, no. Maybe not going to the right bars. This also has basically one of my favourite things, which is the North Sample Library. And what it lets me do is have lots of old 80s string synths and samplers, and have pretty much the exact same sound. We've got my personal favourite as well, this is again due to me being a Jean-Michel Jarre fan, is the Selena String Ensemble. And that's the sound we use quite a lot. Excellent. So, one thing we haven't covered so far, we haven't looked at the drums. All of the drums we do are done through this little box here, which is kind of a specialised MIDI controller for this program here, which is the Arturia Spark. And to be honest, it's absolutely fine, because it lets me sequence stuff on here and gives me access to 8 sounds at once, and I tend to overdub rhythms as I go. Oh, I suppose there's this as well, actually.
That's the important bit.
So, this is what I believe is my 3rd birthday present. And this, as my girlfriend has told me repeatedly, explains everything. It is a tiny Keytar, which I don't believe makes any noise anymore. I think it's pretty much dead. Could be that there's no batteries in it, I'm not sure. But this was my 3rd birthday present. I spent many, many afternoons pouncing around my front room wearing this to Jarre's Destination Docklands concert video. I have no shame.
I think we know that. We can tell from the room at large.
And that is the reason why I now have this, which is this is the Big Daddy Keytar, which I got a few years ago because I really wanted a Keytar. It's not something you hear from most people, but there you are. I haven't got this plugged in at the moment, but this is what makes all of the lead guitar sounds. And a lot of people ask me how do you do all of the sort of expressive work and the pitch bending with it? Well, on the handle here, it kind of functions a bit like a guitar. This is a touch strip here, so if I hold down a note and move up, it pitch bends upwards, and this mod bar here is effectively a bit like a whammy bar on a guitar, so it allows me to have quite a lot of expression. Have a listen to our EP if you haven't already. It's at trashdigital.co.uk. In fact, you can find it on that website.
We'll put a link up.
We'll put the link up, yeah. We are looking to play this year in as many cities as we can, so if you'd like to book us, let us know, because we've got an awesome light show, and we will fill your room with smoke, and we'll Keytar a lot. Also, we will be doing some live recordings this year. This mixer does have functionality to let us record the stuff we do live, so if you do come along to a live gig this year, be really enthusiastic and you can get your random yelling on a live album. That'd be great.
That's a call to action if ever I heard one.
It is, isn't it? Yes, we need you.